When it comes to living life, there's a lot to overthink, but I don't ever have to overthink my water. I've been drinking Smart Water for years and truly love its pure, crisp taste. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by clouds. I love chic branding, and Smart Water's sleek bottle shape makes it the perfect accessory for any day bag, workout tote, or backpack. Smart Water is the smart way to hydrate no matter what you have going on in your life. Life is full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more.
Hear that? Yeah, that's the sound of you relaxing, because now you're managing diabetes with the Freestyle Libre 3 system. You get to know your glucose levels and where it's headed. Manage your diabetes with more confidence with the Freestyle Libre 3 system. Ready to learn more about the #1 prescribed CGM in the U.S.? Visit freestylelibre.us to learn more. Based on retail sales data for patients' last filled prescription by manufacturer. Refer to the FLAIR NL4 study published in BMJ Open Diabetes Research and Care 2019. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab. Many people have questions about how to improve levels of happiness. Living a healthy lifestyle is one sure way of increasing happiness. And a good place to start is with your oral health. Just a few small changes to your oral care routine, such as changing your toothpaste to Colgate Total, can lead to beneficial changes in your oral health. Colgate Total helps stop oral health problems like gingivitis and cavities before they start, because preventing oral health problems is a lot easier than treating them. Be dentist ready and get Colgate Total at shop.colgate.com/total.
I am Rachel Zoe.
And I'm Roger Berman.
And you're listening to Works for Us.
Are you supposed to say that together?
No.
That is a lame.
Okay, you're listening to Works for Us, and this is where we talk to people about what works for them, what's the magic in their relationships, and what does not work. Because, there's things that work and things that don't work, right? Okay, so today we're talking about my favorite subject. I don't know if it's your favorite subject, but certainly my favorite subject is love. We're always talking about love on the show, but this time we're really talking about a beautiful, epic love story, finding your person and maintaining that love for a really long time. Our guests today, totally unbiased, are just the most beautiful couple, the most beautiful people. And I know for us, we've been friends for many years, but your relationship seems just so effortless and so beautiful and so magical, honestly.
I love it. We have you fooled. This is awesome. We have you guys completely fooled like it's effortless.
Right. I don't believe that for one second.
And Rachel, what relationship are we talking about?
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to tell me.
Well, we're talking, of course, about Jeff Gordon and Ingrid Vandebosch. Jeff, of course,
Vandebosch
is a legendary race car driver, a 4-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, 3-time Daytona 500 winner, NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee. But who cares about that?
Exactly.
His gorgeous wife, Ingrid, who's amazing, is a model, an actress. She's graced the pages of Vogue,
everything,
Marie Claire, Elle, and most importantly, Sports Illustrated, with her amazingly.
Most importantly, because I bet
this is my intro.
Sorry.
Please pipe down. She has a gorgeous face, as we all know, and she's also been in several films.
Can I add to this? She's an extraordinary mother.
Oh,
I'm sorry that wasn't.
That's the most
intro.
important one.
Well, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you here today.
Well, we can't get enough of hanging out with you guys, so this is a treat for us.
I feel like this has been a really hard year because we usually get to see you guys a ton throughout the year. We find each other in our travels and stuff, and I feel like this year we've only gotten to see you once because of life. But this is fun because I feel like we're with you right now. I feel like we should have wine, but it's earlier here for us.
Oh, I have mine. Yeah,
because you're on the East Coast. But I do really, I want to know, and I probably know, but I don't remember. How did you meet? Like, when did you meet? How did you meet?
I got the whole story when I had my boys' dinner with Jeff and Aspen.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually tell them how they met.
No, I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from you.
I guararee you Roger's story is way better.
Not mine.
Basically, there was a meeting and then a pause and then a meeting again.
Oh,
Jeff, talk about
yes.
it.
By the way, you just put it so much better than I could put it, Roger. But yeah, let's go. I guess Ingrid, tell.
I want to hear Ingrid's because I think I've actually heard Jeff's.
Well, we were at a dinner.
Yeah, there were some
get
mutual
together in New York
friends.
City.
They're mutual
And
friends that invite us to this dinner.
He was kind of hanging out with a group of people, and I was not really planning on being there. But I stopped by because I was going to be in the Hamptons the next day with them. So I was like, who are these people? Let's check out. But I did know that Jeff was going. So I just kind of want to check it all out, see if I might change my mind of going to the Hamptons.
But this is the best part. So one of my good friends and it said, hey, come to this dinner out in the Hamptons and be my guest. I need you to sit with me at the table. It's this big table with a lot of people at the party in the Hamptons.
Like be a wingman type of thing?
Yeah, I was the wing girl and he was the wing man. So my friend didn't want to go be alone, single. Right. And I'm like, man, I don't want to go. And I'm like, you have to. So I ended up just being his, I would guess, wing girl.
Yeah. So, okay. So now we're on our way to this dinner. And Ingrid's meeting us, I think, separately, or you were in another car. I can't remember how we all got to the party.
Where?
But to the dinner in now I'm in the Hamptons.
But that was the first time was the day before, silly.
I know, but it's so brief. The better story is the dinner.
Yeah, but that was after.
No, that was like the next day. That was the next day.
We met.
All right, Ingrid, tell us the salient moments of the day before. What happened?
I just went my way and I had to go to a party. And then they went their way. They went out, I think, that night. And then the next day, they were all got to know each other. And then I drove the next day to the Hamptons. But, they were all by the pool.
Oh, this is when we're by the pool. Oh, this is even better than that story. Yes.
Well, where are you going?
Well, I thought we were talking about the dinner.
Did you meet me at another time?
We're never getting over it. We're never leaving the first. This is going to be the one question show. The entire show.
I can't wait to do the end where it's like the newlyweds part.
The dedicated.
Well, so remember that?
Yes.
So I'm by the pool.
I'm by the pool.
And I drive up and I'm there by the pool and I didn't bring a cover up. So I'm like, oh, now I have to do my strut to the pool and see how this goes. So I had.
So I'm there hanging out, talking to some friends. And here comes Ingrid out of the corner of my eye through this like glass door walking to the pool. And I was like,
yeah.
What? And she's.
But he was on a date, by the way.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
No.
I believe in Ingrid, Jeff.
Hopefully being on a date. Okay. Hopefully.
And man, I watched her walk into this pool so gracefully. And it's funny because now I know her. I know that she was uncomfortable, but she didn't look it at all. She just looked so confident. I was like, wow. And she got in the pool.
I didn't get in.
I thought you were at the other end.
No.
It was like a semi-walk-in.
Ingrid doesn't go in the pool. That would mess up her hair and makeup.
At the end, if I have to.
I just remember me stopping what I was doing and getting to you.
I just laid down on my front chair and I went, hi, everyone. And I'm like, oh, God.
And I was like, kaboosh, to the other end of the pool. Hello.
But then the funny part is like, they were like, it was quiet, so we wanted to play some music. And so he gets up and he goes, I have some. I was like, oh, no, there's going to be like this country music that's coming up. And I was like, no. And so he comes up and it's total hip hop cool, what thing I was into. And I was like, oh.
And that was during the whole first of the burning your own music on your CD. Your whatever CDs and stuff. And so I was all about music at that time. So I didn't know that I would impress a girl with my music, but boom.
Yeah, and then he played the Nelly thing with the Jeff Gordon would have liked.
Well, that was my clothes, man. I mean,
oh God. I love you so much.
Amazing. All right. Well, okay.
So let's hear about.
Okay. So hold on. So that actually takes us to our next question because I already know. Was there immediate attraction to the answer on Jeff's side?
Yeah, we know
my yes. He almost
There's
fell
no
forward
way Ingrid
into the
fell
pool.
for him. I know Ingrid too well. There's no way Ingrid fell for him immediately. Ingrid, what did you think?
No, it took about a closer meeting up. He tried. And then it took till the next few weeks when he came back to New York. So it wasn't immediate. But that evening we were in the house, all together with people. And I said to my friend, because I was a little older than the group that they were with. And I said, I'm only coming if I have my own room. I'm not sharing. and it's not happening. So they gave me like the master suite of the house.
I love you so much.
Ingrid, you are such a
She
queen.
walks in the Hampton House. She's like, I'm not comfortable.
like,
Give me the
with the
master
other-
suite. I'm going to sleep.
I'm not
And she
going.
gets it.
I'm like, I've been through this. This is not happening. So that he was with the younger girls, and he thought he was going to score there.
What? No,
And-
it's not true. This is part of the
And then they were
Right.
sharing rooms. And then I have my own room. So I locked the door. When we went out, it was really fun. And we got home, and I'm like, oh, going to bed. They're going to bed. So he kind of didn't like where he was at. So he knocked on my door, and I'm like, I open. I'm like, yes. Like, what? Aren't you busy? and he goes, oh, that's a little full in my room, and it's not comfortable. Can I stay here?
I'm like over in the
no.
bunk beds room, you know, like everybody's sleeping all over the floors and
This
stuff.
is
She's over here in the master
amazing.
bed.
And you turned him down?
So wait, just
No,
so I
it's a big
understand, you
bed.
guys.
It was a nice big bed.
So he knocked, and he said, can I stay here? I'm like, no. And he left. And then like 15 minutes later, he knocked again.
Oh, I'm
Can I stay
persistent.
here?
If I'm
And then I start
anything, I'm
feeling sorry
persistent.
for him.
I love this.
That's amazing.
This is
So
great.
listen, we put pillows in between us. She ended up
That's the only, I'm
finally,
like, stay
after
here,
a
but
while,
I'm putting
she's
pillows
like, okay,
between.
that's your side, this is my side.
This is the
we
best
put
story.
pillows between us, and
We were talking, and it was a nice conversation. I'm like, I really like him. But yeah, this is not happening what he had planned.
oh yeah, so of course I had to
In
make
my
my move.
head.
I'm like, this is my opportunity.
Yeah,
Like she let me in the bedroom and the bed. I'm like, I'm in. So
And then-
boom, and the conversation was just flowing, man. It was just the words were just magical. And I thought, if ever I had a shot, this is it. And I
So
leaned
you
over the
leaned.
pillows.
Yeah, and I was like on my back, and he kissed me, and I'm like, what are you doing?
I've
Like,
never-
halfway
I'm-
kissing.
I've never felt a woman's mouth just go
Talking.
numb and still and send a signal through her lips to
What
mine
are you doing?
as quickly. I was like, uh-oh, boom, went right, turned over and went to bed.
And
Good boy.
Stop.
No means
Good
no.
boy.
Good boy, Jeff.
Respectful.
And
So
here
just
we
so I
are,
understand,
here
you
we
guys,
are, what, 14 years, 15
well,
years
we
later?
dated for 2 months.
more.
Broke up for 2 years.
Yeah, I want to hear about the breakup part.
No, that was, you
The
said it
breakup
was
part?
what'd you say, how'd you
The
call
pause.
it,
The
Roger?
pause.
Oh, the pause.
A pause.
The
It was just a pause. It was
a
just
pause.
a pause.
Yeah, I want to
So
hear about
I
the
went
pause.
off to have a good time, and he went off of a good time, and then we
Okay.
were tired of that. And then, well, we actually, those 2 months, how it ended is like, I really felt for him. And I said, you know what? It's going to hurt too much. I don't want to do this if you're not committed. If I'm still around when you're ready, then come, who knows? But I got to
Interesting.
go. And then he did his thing. I did my thing. And then
And how long was
kinda-
that for, you guys?
2 years.
2 years.
But here's the cool thing, and I know we're getting.
That's awesome.
We're not going to get to hardly any questions. that you
That's
guys
all
have.
right.
fine.
It doesn't
Here's
matter.
the cool thing about it, and this is why I think we work, is because, I knew I was not in a position to be in a committed relationship. I had just come out of a divorce,
Mhm.
and I thought she was amazing, and I just was completely transparent and honest with her, even
Mhm.
though it hurt me too. I thought she was amazing, and I didn't want to do it, but I knew I was going to hurt her if we stayed
Right.
together. And I was
Sure.
honest with her, and she's like, well,
Well, if it's
you
that
coming into
case,
town every
leave
once
it.
in a while, that doesn't work for me. So
Right.
let's just go our own separate ways. And then the moment we saw one another after that, it was just boom. It
Bam.
just the chemistry was right back there.
That's incredible,
So
actually.
let's talk about that meeting.
That was in Daytona.
Well, first I saw her out at a restaurant in
Oh.
at this cool place. I'm sure
Pier
Rachel
59,
knows. Pier
Studios,
59.
the restaurant at the
Yeah,
Sure.
and it was nighttime, and there was, just having some drinks with some friends. I look over and I see Ingrid, and I hadn't seen her in a long time. And of course, bam, just like, wow. She just had that
prettiest
that
thing that ever hit
oh
the
my
planet.
God. Every time she walked in the room, I felt like I still do. And
It doesn't show anymore.
yes,
Aw.
definitely. But so we started talking, and she said, oh, my family is coming in from Belgium, and they want to go, and we're going to be in Daytona. Will
No.
you be there? I
That
think
was
you're going to be
That
racing.
was Andy.
No, Andy
No,
wanted to go
first we were going to go with Andy. And then you were like, normally you fly a helicopter. And we were like, well, what's the helicopter? And then it didn't work out.
Right.
But then my family
you text me. You text me. That's right. That was after that. You text me. And so anyway, she comes to this race in Daytona because they were going to Disney World. Yeah. And
instead of going to Disney World,
she comes with her nephew.
No. We planned to go Disney World after. It was on the way.
Got it.
And her nephew he loves cars. He loves racing. So
I love her nephew.
So she's like, we'll come to the race. Well, I'm on the pole position for this race at Daytona. And we had this big sponsor promotion thing going on. And so there's a lot of hype. And then we had this rain delay. And so in the rain delay, she comes over, I have this bus at the racetrack where I sleep. And so she comes over, and man, it just, the conversation we had at that time was amazing. And I'm just in the middle of this rain delay, having to try to think about, okay, when I get back in the race car, when the rain stops, and I'm so distracted because we're having a great conversation. And then I get back in the car and I win the race. And they
that was like the
Wait, that's so surprising, Jeff. You won? That's weird. So we all know there's absolutely nothing chic about puffiness and bags under the eyes, and they can be the hardest thing to get rid of. I know I have them. But luckily, Genucell plant stem cell therapy from Chamonix specifically targets the eye puffiness and bags that so many of us are dealing with. I literally was covering mine with mountains of concealer just an hour ago. Due to new technology, Genucell is an incredibly powerful natural serum. And with its instant effects, it's guaranteed to show results in as little as 12 hours or your money back. That's pretty unbelievable. Truly, users have seen results in only 12 hours with dramatic improvement in just 2 weeks. Genucell contains 8 extra ingredients to significantly reduce the appearance of bags and puffiness. And Genucell's patented plant stem cell technology improves longevity with brilliant long-term results. It's pretty unbelievable. I'm becoming a big fan of several Genucell products, but I have to say I'm really loving the Genucell for under-eye bags and puffiness. I know I mentioned this, but I've not been getting a ton of sleep recently. I mean, for about a decade. And this new puppy of ours, let's just say my under-eye area has been looking less than refreshed in the morning, to say the least. So I'm absolutely loving how soothing and effective the Genucell has been for bags and puffiness. It's actually made a huge difference. And it actually feels so nice when you put it on. So try Genucell today and save big on Genucell's risk-free introductory offer. Go to lovegenucell.com/Zoe and enter our promo code ZOE for an extra 10% off. That's lovegenucell.com/Zoe. You'll also get the amazing Zotique Deep Correcting Serum free. Yes, that's free when you order the most popular package today. So go to lovegenucell.com/Zoe today. Chamonix, the best skincare, best results, or your money back. Remember, go to lovegenucell.com/Zoe. Again, that's lovegenucell.com/Zoe. Promo code ZOE. After the most insane year that we've all had, it's more important than ever to remind ourselves that our mental health is honestly just as important as our physical health. Your mental health can and will affect so many areas of your life. So why wouldn't it be a huge priority? I'm an absolute believer that therapy really works. So if you're struggling with something, this might be the perfect time to give it a try. There's no more shame in getting the help that you need. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Works for Us listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/works. That's BETTERHELP.com/works.
So Ingrid, let me ask you a question, Ingrid. When you saw your future husband winning the race, When you saw, what were the emotions going through your mind?
When he won the race?
Yeah, like, oh my God, he's my man. He could be my man. I'm going to make him my man. What part of my man?
Or maybe no part of my man.
Yeah, he's already my man. I already had him the first time.
I was like,
how can I torture that man? What was it exactly?
No, I thought it was a really cool conversation. He was so cool with my family and with my nephew. And it was, normally everybody's in victory lane and the whole thing. But like we weren't together. So we were not part of it. So only my nephew was. So I'm like, okay, that didn't go so well. I guess we can't be in the picture. And that was really funny. But then I think we left there and things changed from then.
I mean, to me, it was just when you're a competitor, even though I'm not superstitious, there's signs, right? There's just things that when they work, you definitely think about it. And so not that I wanted to date her just because I thought I could win more races, but I was like, okay, she came.
Well, I thought it had nothing to do with anything winning because you did it all the time.
I thought when you kidnapped her and said you're my lucky charm, that went a little overboard, Jeff. But other than that, I understood the attraction.
It's like he invited me to the track again, so he thought he was going to win if I won.
No. So it was just that whole moment of her coming there and us talking in the bus and then winning the race. It just
it was a very cool moment.
It just the connection was there.
It was very cool.
I fell in love with Rachel also.
Fun fact: we're not
at a racetrack in Victory Lane.
But close.
Similar, but over a car.
No, he went to Victory Lane.
A car. I might have told you this, Jeff, but a car triggered my real, true, deep love for Rachel, and I'll tell you the story. I was walking out. Rachel and I were both walking in Georgetown. And ran into some friends of mine, and I started talking. It was, taking more than like the 30 seconds that it would just normally be like a quick hi. We were actually talking about something. So Rachel turned to me. She said, "Oh, do you want me to go grab the car?" And I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet, honey. But it's a stick shift." And she turned to me and looked up. She goes, "I drive stick."
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck. Yeah, I love it." And then, and I had, I had a 300ZX T-top.
Oh, those cars were hot at that time.
The greatest car. And then she just pulls up in like the 300, and I got in the passenger seat, and I was like,
I remember it like it was yesterday.
And I remember you.
He looked at me in complete and utter shock. Like he literally was like,
awesome.
"What?"
I swear.
He literally was like, and he literally looked at me, he's like, "Baby, I swear to God, I just fell in love with you."
Yeah, I just fell in love with you.
Literally, like that was it. And I was like, because before I drove stick.
Before that, it was just a lust thing. Then it became love.
Sure.
All right, so enough about me. Going back to you two.
But wait, can I go back to this for 1 second? Okay, Jeff, I've said this to you guys before. I swear in everything I believe in, I believe that Days of Thunder is about you. Is it? Please tell me.
It's not actually.
Because,
right?
because Ingrid is fully Nicole Kidman. I have this visual of like Jeff just like pulling up in the car and like Ingrid just like, just looking like she does all the time just to like go nowhere and like just it's perfect. And like you coming out of the car like covered in grease and God knows what. And she's just perfect. And then she kisses you because you won. I have the whole visual about like,
I love it.
I feel like you're funny.
I must say when this whole relationship started and going to the racetrack, I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Where's everybody? And it's Sunday, dress up.
Right.
So I kind of went too far a few times.
Obviously.
But it was fun. I had fun with it. I upped it a notch.
She definitely did. Definitely
so Jeff,
did.
how long did you date? Sorry.
No, I'm talking about Days of Thunder.
Well, I was just going to say, so yeah, Days of Thunder was just before I came into NASCAR. I really think it was a little bit more. Now, my car owner, Rick Hendrick, that was him and his car in the movie.
There's some connection.
And then there's a guy named Tim Richmond that was this phenomenal race car driver back in those days. And so some of it was based. It was based on a few different things, but kind of Tim Richmond probably more than.
And you have a Tom Cruise vibe, Jeff.
Tom and I have been friends for a long time. Love
That's
this guy.
because I believe. Am I hallucinating? I feel like he wrote the foreword to your book, right?
He did.
He did.
And also he came at the banquet when I retired the NASCAR banquet.
Surprise.
Yeah, I had no idea. So we just connect from time to time, and sometimes in Hollywood, and at the racetrack. Again, through Days of Thunder, he just has this passion for NASCAR and racing. Yeah, and so it's been a great friendship and connection over the years.
I just in my own mind just completely made that up, and then with Ingrid, and she's so tall, and I'm like, there has to be something here. But anyway, okay, so good to know that I'm a little wrong, but kind of. I'll take that much.
So basically, Ingrid became a racetrack groupie.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then after that,
look at her face.
When did you decide to make an honest relationship out of this?
Yeah, when did you get married?
And how did you convince her to actually marry you, Jeff? That's what I'm most interested in.
Oh gosh, yeah. So
I didn't want to get married.
Who didn't want to get married?
He did not.
Well, you got to remember. Okay, so I was married for 7 years before, and went through a nasty divorce.
Yeah,
it's like a lifetime that it's like it never even happened. I'm sorry. That's the way. It's just so strange when I look at life now. But
I can't imagine you with any life before Ingrid.
I know. I can't either.
But he had his bowling ball. Yeah.
Oh, come on, stop. So I was so against getting married. I was all about being in a relationship with Ingrid, and we talked about having children. I was cool with all that. But it was just that whole matrimonial thing. I was so against it.
Okay.
And she changed that for me, because she was so cool and go with the flow with, you know what? I don't need to be married. If we have a relationship, we're committed to one another. I do want to have kids because we were older, more mature, being able to handle that kind of a situation. And because of the way that she handled it, I was like, you know what? Why not get married?
Totally.
Because it wasn't about marriage. It was about, being with the right person.
Sure, of course.
I, was meant to be with. And so it wasn't, unfortunately, this is where I messed up. Yeah. So in my mind, I was like, yes, let's get married. And I didn't go through the whole, this was her first time. I didn't get down on my knee. And
Jeff, you didn't know Rodger.
You should have called me at that point.
Well, he's like a Rodger thing.
He wasn't convinced that this is all going to happen. But later on, he made up. We
were at dinner at Eiffel Tower New Year's.
He went down on me on top of the Eiffel Tower. So
you can't. I mean, Jeff,
I announced
really
to the entire restaurant, this is the love of my life. Will you marry me?
So, but Ella and Leo were there too.
Yeah. Way back.
So wait a minute. Hold on a minute. So was the wedding in St. Bart's, that was the first wedding?
No,
that
was renewing the vows. Okay,
yes,
that's what
that was just because I wanted to do this fun renewal with Ella and Leo, and Leo carrying the ring, and so I just kind of visually, because our wedding we did it. It was going to be big because he knew, people that he works with and family. And I'm like, I won't know half the people that are there. And it's just not really what I imagined. So we did a really small wedding in the sister hotel of Guatemala, Hacienda de San Antonio.
And
it was really beautiful. It was just 25 people.
Oh my God, that's so perfect.
And then we did a party, not a whole wedding thing, but a party on the Empire State Building in New York.
No, not Empire. It was the Rock, top of the Rock.
Oh, that's where we got married at the Rainbow Room.
You did, yes.
Yeah.
That's where we got married.
Higher.
Well, we were higher. We're at the top of the Rock, so we just had a big party.
The view was we did more of a party.
Got it.
And so. That was really fun.
I wish we knew you guys then. We had like a nightclub going on.
Yes, but now you have to come to ours this summer. 30 years.
Yes,
summer we're doing
kidding
something.
Me? We've talked about this. Mama and Papa need a weekend away, especially with Rodger and Rach.
That's for sure.
Oh my God!
Speaking of children, why don't you tell everyone you do have children, correct? I know that I have spent time with your children, but not everyone is aware of that. So why don't you tell us a little about your kids?
You're doing an awesome job playing, the host.
When did
you decide to have children? And
that
what
came
was it like?
first. That was more.
Yeah, we decided we both wanted children first, and then he was like, "Well, we can do it without getting married," and
which is true.
People around him, there's nothing wrong with it, but just people around him because on top of that, I was from Belgium and it complicate a lot of things. So
Belgian citizen
they convinced them
things.
that probably the best thing would be to.
But yeah, so we have two beautiful, I mean, Ella's 13 now.
Which is insane.
13 and a half, which is, we can get into that with the whole COVID and 13-year-old teenagers and all that. It's been crazy. But and then Leo is 10. So yeah,
Leo is just so everyone knows. Leo and Skylar are good buddies.
Yes,
our son.
They have been for many years. And I don't know if you guys remember, but you know that we met in St. Bart's first.
Yes, I know. I got stung by a bee, and you brought me all the medicine I need.
And we didn't have children yet, and life was a bit easier, if I remember correctly. But I do want to say, you guys.
Oh, St. Bart's without kids. I can't even remember what that was like.
By the way, Rodger and I talk about, you guys, even just the simplest thing. I think we should discuss that, you guys, because I think in quarantine, as parents, as you know, Rodger and I work together. We pretty much everything together because there's no real separation ever. But I think having kids in quarantine, and I think to your point, having Ella, my heart literally just bleeds for teenagers right now in quarantine because I think they have it the hardest of anybody because I think little ones are happy to be at home with their parents, and I think the tweens, like the 10-year-olds, they're fine as long as they can play video games with their friends, they're okay. I think it's like when you get into that teen, the 13 to 17, this is so hard because those are the years that I think we just die for our friends. We need to see each other. We're going out. We're dating. We're this, we're that. It's just all about your friends, right? And
that's what happened in quarantine completely when that switch, when the bedroom closes and you're like, where is she all day?
Yes.
So that completely happened quarantine. And it was hard because that's when they want to, just like you said, be there with their friends all the time. So all they could do is on the phone. And we're like, oh my God, you can't be on your phone all the time, but we can't take it away because that's all you have.
Yes.
Yep.
So it was really hard to understand that. And then, spending so much time together, you see everything. And it's kind of try not to take it personal because she doesn't want to hang out with us anymore.
Yep.
So we had to learn, but now it's pretty fun to see her. She's just that teenager, and she's hilarious.
Magical.
Really,
I heard
we had to it was hard because we weren't used to it, but now that we kind of are more relaxed about it and she's a really cool girl, that it's fine. It's fun. Actually,
I heard somebody say this the other day that when your kids are younger, that they come and find you when you come home from work, or they're home and you come home. And then when they become teenagers, you got to go find them in the house.
So true. That's so true. That's such a good point. And it's so true. And I think it's been a learning lesson for all of us. Listen, as I said, you guys are one of our absolute most favorite couples by far. We just die to see you guys. You guys have this light between the two of you. And obviously everybody fights. Rodger and I, you've heard us, we bicker, we'll make up in 30 seconds. What's your thing? We always say what's your magic? What is the thing that makes you've already mentioned it's very much you really respect each other. You let each other do your thing. To your point, Jeff, Ingrid wasn't we have to get married or this can't go on or we need kids or this can't go on. You were just, it was natural because she let you be you.
Yeah. And
you obviously let Ingrid be Ingrid because Ingrid can only be Ingrid, right? That's the magic of Ingrid, right? No one tells Ingrid how to be.
That back.
But I feel in the beginning, because we did get married later in life, we really had to find who we were before this could work. And that's why I think that break was so great, because we needed it and he needed to find what he wanted. But I feel honesty and respecting each other and just talking everything out and just really getting to know each other, what we want. And that made it work. And it still does. Yeah. When we don't have that break or that date, or we're a little bit further apart because we lost that kind of connection. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as we have some time together, it's oh,
there you are.
This is it. Here it is. That's why.
I relate everything to racing.
Sure.
If you guys don't already
Obviously
know this, but to me, what makes a race car great is the balance, right? The front grip versus the rear grip and the power and how it's distributed.
Wow,
Jeff,
Jeff,
I look at a relationship. Yes,
no, it is actually.
You have to be balanced out. It's the time
well,
we
that's
spend
the funny
together.
part, because that's why my friend explained it to her. You really got to stay with Ingrid. She's not just what was it? It's
the part of the car.
She said she's not. She's like a Ferrari.
Yeah,
you can't just.
Yeah, I think
that's how she had to explain to him.
She's like, she's not a rental car. She's like, she's a Ferrari. She's like, you got to be fully committed to it.
But she told him, and that's how she told him.
It's true.
And he got it. That's how he got it.
But and so to me, it's about. And don't trust me, we don't get this right, all the time. But I think it's our goal is the balance of time together, time away, time as a family, work.
So let's speak.
And
to
I
that.
guess the bickering part too. We do like you guys. It's bickering, but we have fun with it and laugh at it. It's not
totally.
Like, we don't insult
Takes her
each
longer
other.
to get over it than me.
Takes Rodger longer to get over it than me. Always.
No, you just gotta leave me alone for a little bit. Don't keep poking the bear.
Yeah, I cannot poke the bear. Do not poke Mama Bear.
Mama Bear. So speaking about this pandemic,
that's exactly it.
Would you say that you guys like each other more or less since the pandemic started?
Rodger.
I'm just wondering.
Can I rephrase that, Ingrid? Let me ask that in a more human manner.
Questions
I think in a more. I think what he means is in those moments, because I know Rodger and you guys know Rodger well. For those of you out there in the universe that don't know Rodger, a pandemic. For Rodger, quarantine is harder for some people than others. Rodger, I have seen him on the ceiling a few times. I see him. I hear him pounding, pacing above me. He has to get out. It's like a thing. And I think, I know him almost 30 years. So I know I'll literally just be like, go. Like, shoot, he'll go and do like a 20,000 step walk for like an hour and a half. And he comes back like a totally different person. And he like needs that.
Rachel, it's called escaping my wife and family. Jeff, how do you escape your wife and family?
So my question is, in those moments, you guys, because Jeff, you do normally travel a lot for work, right? You guys have created this incredible life and travel a lot together. But there are moments outside of the pandemic where you're apart. So I guess my question is, have there been challenges and have you guys figured out how to kind of manage that? Like when you really don't separate for a year, basically.
Well, I think that's what also really worked so well because I've been traveling since I was 15 years old. Yeah. Every 2 weeks so if I don't have anything, I'll just go somewhere.
Right.
And just 1 or 2 nights and I'm recharging.
Yeah.
But then, so this didn't work, what we were doing. And then he was working at home. And this is a funny story too. So looking at all the American movies. So when you get married in America, you go to the office and bring the husband something at the office. And I did that. So, and that was not pleasant. I never did it again because I got Office Jeff, and Office Jeff is not that pleasant.
So now she has Office Jeff pretty much every other day
here. So now Office Jeff
home.
Is here.
Oh my goodness.
And so I'm like, oh no. So normally goes out and he's very serious and on what he's doing. And so I'm like, where's the fun part?
Oh.
So that didn't work out. So I never did that again. But so now the Office Jeff that I didn't really want to meet again, he came home and he stays here all the time. So I had to get used to the whole
Ingrid,
thing.
I have Office Rodger here. And and we're co-CEOs. Let me tell you about Office Rodger. I don't like Office Rodger.
No, I don't like him. I just don't. So anyway, so we had to figure that out where I told him, okay, you got to not, you can't just come have a sandwich like Office Jeff and go back and forth. You got to switch it out and be nice when you show up. So it all went kind of like, we got to finally to that place where we laugh about it and we have jokes and
Here's the good news.
Okay. Then the whole thing is like, we start cooking together.
Oh, yeah.
And all these, I made souffles, never thought I could. But all these things we made, he was cooking. And finally I have a husband that cooks for me. So
oh my goodness.
I've always imagined having a chef as a husband. So there he is.
So he's good?
Came.
He's a good cook?
Well, I'm the kind of person that if I'm going to do something, I want to do it really good.
Yep.
And so
I
had this time at home, and I can follow directions very good. She gives me directions, boom, I'm on it.
We know that.
I'm not I'm forgetful, so I got to do it right then. But for cooking,
Roger too.
You have to do that every night at a certain time.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
I can do that.
Sit there and it shows up.
And I will look up. I got a new, or not a new app, but an app for me.
Do you hear
it's
this?
It's called All Recipes.
Yes,
and it's so good.
It's great.
I love
All Recipes
it.
is great.
And I got all kinds of great recipes that I do. I've not been doing as much as I was at the beginning of the pandemic.
I don't think any of us are.
She's actually now she's
burnt out.
Now she's doing some
I'm experimenting. But
that's
I think
really impressive.
Through with the children and figuring this. In the beginning, it was great because I like to be home. We both like to be home, hang out. So I'm like, oh, this is great. I don't have to go anywhere.
Sure.
But we now, because of that, we have sushi night every week on a Wednesday. We go. There's a fresh fish place not far from us. Sometimes we'll order it in advance, and I mean we slice it up, make the rice.
That's real.
You know the yellowtail jalapeno that have a Nobu? We'll do one of those.
With the oil on it.
That's impressive, you guys.
Well, we live in Charlotte. It's not quite like New York City dining. So I
know a lot of people that have moved to Charlotte this year, you guys.
Yeah, can you give everyone a little taste of what your life is like? Like, where do you live? Like, what happens?
Can I also say that they have, I just want to say sidebar, you guys, and I don't throw this around very often. Jeff and Ingrid, I'm going to lean on Ingrid a little more. Sorry, Jeff, not that you don't share the same thing, but Ingrid has the most incredible taste.
I know.
Of
crazy.
I think anyone I know. I mean, she's just flawless, but not just in how she dresses, but like she did this dinosaur party once for her son that we went to, and she's like, I'm just doing this little thing. It's a few kids and like da 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 da. I walked into the backyard, and in a very unpretentious way, I might add, was the most magical Jurassic yard I ever walked into, and I literally left there like that was somehow the chicest dinosaur Jurassic world. And it's very hard to make a dinosaur world chic. I'm not going to lie.
I just, with being a mom, and I love being creative, and this whole, oh my God, the parties, that was my highlight. A birthday party, like Ella's first.
Yeah, you missed her first.
I just love creating moments, and the same with traveling. I just love to do the research and the moments, and
you've also become a photographer, Ingrid, I might say, too.
She's just got a great eye. She can visualize things and then, create it. It's
her pictures are like magical. She swears she takes them on an iPhone, but
I do.
I have to tell this. So this is the kind of mom, and a lot of those are, just her wanting to please her kids,
of course,
and create this amazing, magical moment for them, even though they're probably, going to forget all about it. But so this last year for Leo's birthday, he loves Minecraft. We built a life-size Minecraft house.
Don't think I didn't see that
yard. Okay.
That was awesome.
It was like, we ordered, I don't know how many boxes of these cardboard boxes. And
I was like, this is what we're making. He goes, okay. All right. So, but I'm like, we can't paint all this. It's too big. So somehow we found these stickers that we blew up the Minecraft, and you just stick them on the boxes. It was and they're like made the chicken.
And it was a hunt. So we live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know if we pointed all that out. NASCAR country, Hendrick Motorsports, car dealerships. Hold on, and it was 100 degrees outside.
It was great to lose some weight. We did.
Like a sweat lodge.
It was like building. Go into the pool. But I think you went in the pool with all your clothes. Oh
yeah, I did. One day I was putting these boxes on top because it's COVID. You can't just hire people to come out and do it.
You're on your own, babe.
So we're just building things, and
awesome.
and it was cool. But man, did it take a lot of effort. So one day I just plunged in the pool. I was literally about to pass out. But
isn't it amazing how much though when you guys are at home with time, how many things you can do that you never got to
like
do
house
before.
projects.
Yes.
Like you're a chef now.
Yes.
You're building Minecraft homes with your kids. Like I think, to be honest, like that's sort of the light that I took from this year, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more like Ingrid. I'm happy to be a homebody. So I'm okay. Rodger, as I said, we find him on the walls. There is one question I do want to ask Ingrid that I think would be interesting to share with our listeners, which is how...
Do we have people listening?
Yes.
Let's hope so.
Okay, so if I'm being honest, there's actually nothing chic at all about deodorant. But again, being honest, I'm an absolute beauty and wellness product junkie and love to try products with simple and clean ingredients. Okay, so back to Each and Every is a natural deodorant that actually works. In fact, Each and Every deodorant has been found to fight odor as well as an antiperspirant without aluminum, parabens, or other hidden chemicals. And it's made with just 6 simple and safe ingredients like Dead Sea salt and coconut oil, so I know I'm not putting harmful or harsh ingredients ever on my skin.
Hey, Rach.
Yeah?
Can I interrupt this for a second?
Sure.
Is it possible I could give a testimonial?
I'd love it if you gave a testimonial.
So, you know how you made me try this product?
Well, it smells really good.
It smells really good. B, it works really well because, as you may or may not know, there could be a large amount of stinkiness coming out of my body.
That is really vile. I think what you mean to say is that you work out really hard and that you might be really sweaty and that I might have forced you to switch deodorant because I didn't like your other one. And this one actually smells really good.
Well,
it smells
that
like a spa.
name brand deodorant that you could buy at the drugstore has nothing on this because literally I don't smell. And by the way, it's so much cooler once you put it on. You're not putting anything like crazy in your body. It just feels better and it works really well. I'm a total fan. And I am being serious about that. I use it every day, and it's awesome. So thank you.
The great thing is they kind of have a scent for everybody. My personal favorite is the one I gave you, which is the cedar and vanilla.
Yeah.
But cedar and vanilla has like an earthy, kind of a little bit sweet, but not overpowering. And it smells really light and airy. I feel like it's got a real earthiness about it.
Hey, Rach, do you want to smell my underarms?
No, not ever. So how does it feel when it's on? Is it like heavy? I feel like it's like really soft.
It's really light. Do you want to feel my underarms?
No, I don't want to feel anything under your arms ever.
Do you want to feel or smell
Okay,
my
enough.
underarms?
All the ingredients are sustainably sourced, including even the packaging, which is actually very cool. So quite frankly, I don't think either of us actually ever have any reason to go back to regular deodorant because why would you want to put chemical options on your skin when you actually don't have to, and this works just as well. I'm totally sold. I don't know about you.
Sold.
So we're telling you, make the switch to Each and Every. It'll be one of the best decisions you'll make this summer. We have an incredible deal to get you started, 30% off your first purchase. Go to our special URL, eachandevery.com/Zoe, and use promo code ZOE. Trust us, you don't want to miss out on 30% off. Use promo code ZOE at eachandevery.com/Zoe. So choosing what to wear can be really hard when all of the options in your closet feel just a little too similar. Personally, I always go for pieces with a bit more sparkle over something that feels, well, kind of basic. Because let's be honest, something with a little sparkle that feels exciting makes any choice easier, at least for me. When it comes to choosing a delicious and very exciting drink, I use the same rules. I choose to drink Vizzy because it's the first hard seltzer crafted with antioxidant vitamin C. The vitamin C in Vizzy is extracted from the acerola cherry, a superfruit with 30 times more vitamin C per cup than orange. Plus, Vizzy's available in 8 bold and delicious flavors like black cherry lime, blueberry pomegranate, and raspberry tangerine. And Vizzy has also launched its own lemonade hard seltzer in 4 delicious flavors with the same antioxidant vitamin C. Summer is just around the corner, and the raspberry lemonade hard seltzer would be the perfect thing for a day by the pool or for a super fun happy hour. With Vizzy, you can have a refreshing drink with the added benefit of antioxidant vitamin C. And at 5% ABV, 100 calories, and less than 1 gram of real cane sugar per can, every sip of Vizzy is clearly worthwhile. So upgrade your hard seltzer to Vizzy. You must be 21 and over to enjoy Vizzy. To find out where you can purchase Vizzy, go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Zoe. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Zoe. ZOE. How on earth do you go to sleep at night knowing that your husband and the person you love most on the planet is driving a race car? How do you not even think about it? Do you just pretend it's not happening?
When he was?
Well, not now, but like most of your relationship.
Most of the time I was there.
But isn't that worse?
Since I met, it is. I thought it was really exciting. I
could tell she really cared about my well-being.
I loved it. When he stopped driving, I'm like, no.
She was like,
so you think it's hot?
She's like, I have a fat life insurance policy. I'm good either way.
Stop.
Whatever.
Not in the beginning.
God. Not in the beginning.
Yeah, thank you.
Ingrid, I love you so much.
I actually loved it. I didn't.
You're not fearful.
Just because he was so, when I met him, was really on top of his career.
Like he might be good at this. I didn't
think of, and when people crash, they have the Hans device. They've been really safe, and nothing really happened that I saw. So, but of course, when he did one bad crash once, it was pretty scary because I didn't know what was going to happen right after that. But everything was fine, and
I crashed in Pocono this one year. It was a really bad crash and hit the wall. And I'm coming out of the infield care center.
It was like 200 miles per hour.
Yeah, and it's the worst thing could happen. Brakes failed doing 200 miles per hour in a hard braking corner. So
that was a scary moment because at that one I was like, that is not
and
good.
even that
and you
one,
can tell right away when it crashed, when the way they hit it. I just felt I learned so much that I knew when he crashed.
Yeah,
it wasn't. But that one was really scary.
So I was a little loopy. I get out. I go to the infield care center, and I was fine. I didn't have any injuries that I knew of, and I'm walking out, and a NASCAR official comes up, and they're like, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going home." They're like, no. We got the data from the crash box, and you're not going anywhere. And as a matter of fact, we got to get you checked into a hospital to do a scan because the G load was like some 50 something G's or something of an impact. And so I was like, okay. So we go to New York City, and they had lined up at a hospital in New York City to go and get this MRI. And so Ingrid and I were like, we show up at the hospital. I'm hungry. What should we get for dinner? And she's like, let's go to, I don't know, maybe Nobu or Mr. Chow or something. And so we get
They put us in a room.
Yeah. First. So we get on the on the elevator. We get off on this floor. We walk up to the person at check-in. Said, here for an MRI. Oh, who's the patient? I'm like, I'm the patient. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, I'm the patient. What's your name? I give them my name. And they look me up, and they're like, well, the patient can't be you because it says here it was a high-speed crash, 180 mile per hour impact. And they're like, so who's the patient? I said, no, I'm the patient. And they're like, that's impossible. We have people that were doing 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, and, they're never going to walk again or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man, but I'm the one. And I had to explain to them because this is New York City. They don't know anything about NASCAR racing or anything.
No,
I had to explain every step. This guy's a race car. There's a wall and a seat and the seat belts. And finally he got it. So then they check us in. And then, of course, in perfect Ingrid style, she's got, what was it Mr. Chow? Nobu, yeah. She's got Nobu ordered to the hospital. It was Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow ordered to the hospital for us to eat while we're waiting for an MRI.
Classic.
Literally my favorite thing. And you were fine. And you walked away completely unscathed.
Totally fine, yeah.
Kind of. Still has some symptoms.
Well, it's hard, yeah. It's hard to say if those were already there or if they've gotten worse over time.
So it seems like things are going, quite.
Things are going well.
Seems like things are going well.
Things are going well.
If we had to think about 20 years from now, the kids are off college, maybe married,
maybe we're grandparents.
Maybe just living living apart,
Oh
just
my
the two
God.
of you in that big house of yours. What do you think? What do you think your life's going to be?
Well,
in 20
let me
years?
first just preface this at saying in 20 years, if we're in a house in Charlotte, North Carolina, I love Charlotte. Work is here. It's a beautiful place to live, and our kids go to school here. But she's been chasing me, or coming, not chasing, but coming with me to the racetrack. I've been pulling her to these racetracks and here to Charlotte.
Well, I lived in New York.
You lived
and
in
I really
New York.
liked
She's from
it there.
Belgium, all over the world, traveling, and I've got her here in Charlotte. So I'm pretty sure 20 years, where will we be?
Yeah, where will you be?
Somewhere in Europe.
You're going to move to Europe?
I knew she will. Yes, 100%.
I think so. Yes.
100% they'll live
And you
in
know
Europe.
what? I'm cool with that. I love Europe. Obviously, I love Belgium.
It's funny. It was the young girls, like never going back, never doing that. And then, now they get older, just want to go back to my roots. And I'm not saying necessarily Belgium, just, I lived in Paris from 15 years old till I was 25. So that's more my home, because that is kind of teenager where I made my life. So I really feel like somewhere south of France or something.
You guys, we could be
maybe
grandparents in 20 years.
Jeff, do you want to
gotta come
do you want to chip in on a compound together? I'm there.
Compound.
The two of us, we could just hang out.
Is this the
We
quarantine
could have our own
compound?
clubhouse. No, we could have our own clubhouse. The
Oh,
ladies
yes.
could go shopping or do whatever they want to do, and we'll just hang out in our clubhouse.
Well, I'm DJing, so
Yes.
I'm ready, man.
Jeff
Let's
has a
put the
DJ set up in his garage.
So now he's a DJ and a chef.
Yes.
Yes.
He's a great DJ.
Of course he
No,
is.
I'm
Oh,
not.
what was your name again? DJ 24/7.
Jeff.
24/7.
DJ Jeff.
Yeah, unfortunately, DJ Jazzy Jeff has already taken.
DJ
But
Gordon?
I'm not a
No,
great.
DJ 24/7.
I'm not a great DJ, but I do love music, and it's fun. And I've got these killer speakers. I want to feel the bass, just pow pow. Unfortunately, where we live, and we don't have a dedicated room, I'll get a text from Ingrid. I'll be in the garage. We made this room for the kids with a ping pong table and a foosball and a TV. And then I'm the one that's always out there because I sit up. It's DJ.
Yeah, he
booth.
comes every night. It's like 2:00. It's like, where have you been? He's just by himself DJing in the
But
garage.
this one night, I was really feeling it, and I had it cranked up. And I get a text from her. She goes, "Yeah, I can hear that. I'm pretty sure the neighbors can hear that. You might want to turn that down."
I am pretty sure that that Jeff, you and Roger, there's a reason that you're so close, because I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of similarities.
Well, we have no doubt. He and I have talked about this.
I think there's this burning desire to kind of. Yes, I think you. Yes.
So that's why you and Ingrid
and I
connect so well.
Exactly. Hence my idea for the retirement compound clubhouse in the south
where's
of
it going to
France.
be?
The south of France.
Roger.
How many women out there really
She's like, wait, well, hold on, Roger. Where are you talking about?
South of France.
South of France. South of France.
Yeah.
Roger and Jeff in the clubhouse. Ingrid and I will be hosting dinner parties in Caftans.
We're going to return in Cap de Ferrat.
Okay, so you guys.
We're going to have the mini Le Cave.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, this is a really fun part. Okay, so here's the thing. I forgot we were even doing a podcast.
Yeah, me too.
Because this is what we do. But here's the thing. So we don't continue for 7 more hours without realizing it. There's something we do at the end, which is very fun. We love to ask some questions to you guys that you answer about the other person.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to ask this to Ingrid first, because Jeff, I feel like you are not going to be able to answer it.
I'm screwed on this
Okay,
competition.
Ingrid,
already.
what's one piece of clothing of Jeff's that you would just be really excited to burn or like throw away?
I have so many.
There's this. I think it's 1 or 2 pairs of jeans, but they look exactly alike, and they are gone missing. So I already got rid of them.
She already raided the closet.
Amazing.
But I mean, that's the thing you talked about, her and her style, and that's not me. And
No, of course.
And I think in a way it kind of works.
It
for us
works.
because she lets me be me,
Of
but she really
course.
wishes that.
Of course.
So
I mean, Jeff,
she'll
do
come
you
home
see
every once in a while
Exhibit?
like, "Hey, I got you this," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, she really wants me to wear that."
Well, in the beginning, you let me more. But
Well,
then
yeah.
now I'm like, I gave up.
Yeah. Ingrid.
You
Ingrid,
look
I'm
great.
pretty sure Rodger has nylon. Like there's these track pants, or I don't even. I just Ingrid.
Of course.
I can't.
What could be better?
Awesome.
So many things could be better.
But again, that's the part that, he lets me be me, silly me, whatever I need to do. And I'm fine with however he wants.
And that's the magic.
Well, what else?
That's the magic.
Would you be fine if Jeff was with his celebrity crush? Jeff, who is your celebrity crush?
No, you're not asking Jeff. You're asking Ingrid who Jeff's celebrity crush is.
Oh, yeah.
Or it doesn't have to be a celebrity, but it's like,
who's the free pass?
Who's Jeff's like free pass? Who's his hall pass, if any?
She's like, nobody.
You changed a few times.
That's okay.
But
it could be current. It could be current. It could be from past.
I don't know his anymore.
Oh, yeah. No, I know hers.
Okay, what's Ingrid's? What's Ingrid's?
So she got hooked on the show called Lucifer, and I thought she just liked the concept of the show. and then, I'm like,
Lucifer.
hey, you've been watching several episodes of this Lucifer, and I sit down, lay in the bed to watch it.
I was like 5 in the morning. I'm just
I'm like, I mean, that's a good-looking guy. The main character is like, is that why you're watching this show? She's like, yes, it is.
Okay, Ingrid. So wait. Okay, so on that note, I'm having the same thing with Bridgerton. I've watched it 7 times.
I haven't watched it. I have to watch it.
Oh, my God.
Maybe you should watch it together. I did not allow Rodger to watch it with me. But you guys should watch it together, minus children. But it's an incredible show. The man happens to be probably the most handsome man to ever hit television. I'm just saying.
Now I have another one. See,
I won't see her for another couple days.
Well, I'm just going to say it's really good, Bridgerton, Netflix. And then I turned out I was not crazy, that it's actually the most watched show that's ever.
Yeah, I saw how popular
it's so good.
So who do you have? Is it still Selma
Okay, so we don't have a celebrity crush. Okay.
She just threw out a name, Selma Hayek.
It used to be.
Well, she's gorgeous.
By the way, she looks exactly the same. She's magnificent.
I'm sure that's why it's still
Yes. Yes, we've got Ingrid, which is better than all. Okay.
That's
right. All right, this is a good one. I also feel like Ingrid will be able to answer this about Jeff, and Jeff will not be able to answer this about Ingrid. Maybe.
Yes, I think it's going to be similar.
Ingrid, if Jeff were arrested, what would it be?
What would it be for?
What would it be for? What would it be for?
Road rage?
Hanging out.
Yes. Rodger thinks mine would be yelling at someone at the airport.
Yes.
He definitely thinks TSA.
I got that all the time when they tell me they can't take stuff with them.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, okay, is that how she's going to get arrested?
Oh, my gosh.
I already been arrested.
She has no patience for security and like... If they ask the simplest question, do you have a bottle of water in your bag?
Nicer.
What? I can't have a bottle of water?
That's what I said.
No. It's not the
That's what I said, Ingrid.
Not the criminal.
Why are you yelling at me?
Yes,
I know.
She doesn't.
Like,
she doesn't. Yes.
And then I get mad. So.
That's
I'm like,
literally
I've done
amazing.
nothing yet, so why are you mad at me?
So why would I go to jail?
Be nice to me. What is it?
If I went to jail, why would
road rage?
Road rage?
I could see that,
I'm
Jeff.
supposed to be a calm, cool, collected driver.
No, you're not.
Road rage?
No, you're like a NASCAR winner,
when
Jeff.
people do moves you think are not
I have
reasonable.
a few pet peeves on the road. Like
I can't
if you're in
imagine.
the fast lane and you're going slow, I'm going to ride an inch off your bumper until you
he does one of those looking like, who's in there?
Yeah, and I do that. I hate that about myself, actually. I do that thing where I drive by and I'm like, ugh, like give them the stare down when they've done something I don't like.
Like this morning. No, that was yesterday.
Yeah, I did it yesterday. Matter of fact,
I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. What's that movie we saw with the road rage?
I have
This
a
is my
big problem
favorite.
with bad drivers.
I can't imagine that, Jeff. Like that's so shocking.
I feel like you guys actually do this a lot.
So do
for
I. That's
some
why I want to
strange
ask
reason.
them.
Jeff, what is Ingrid's go-to karaoke song?
Oh my gosh, no, we're terrible singers. Terrible.
I just want you to know it's my greatest life fear. So I don't do it. Rodger couldn't answer that.
Yeah.
about me
We
because I won't do
honestly.
it.
We thought we were singing. What was that song? I don't know.
We actually
thought we
bought a
were- It was
karaoke
so
machine
bad.
for home that like changes your voice and all this.
Okay.
Because our voices are so bad.
Same.
There is a cool little dive.
What would I sing?
But
If you had to
don't
guess,
know.
what would I sing?
What would you say?
Prince song.
Yes, definitely something Prince. Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, she knows every word to like
I answered
1999,
it
the
for
Red
you.
Corvette.
Oh, I love that.
I answered it for you.
You did. Thank you. You're right. I will say we went to this party in New York one time where they had karaoke, and Ingrid and I, we had the microphones, and we were just, I mean, we were standing on the chairs,
like you were feeling it.
Loud,
I'm like, we're actually good.
We're like really good, right? And everybody's loving it. And we realized that our microphones were off, and then we turned them on, and then we could hear our voice, and everybody looked at us. Okay. We're like, oh.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so then, all right. So Ingrid, I could see that. Okay, Prince. Okay, and then Jeff, I feel like I know what your karaoke songs would be. I feel like it would be like 80s. Like, would it be some good 80s rock, or no?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it would have to be something with very few words, you know, like AC/DC Back in Black or something.
That's where I was going with it. In my
and by
mind,
the way, I don't even know the other words. I only know the chorus. That's
literally where I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you doing AC/DC, like in my mind. Okay, so I was dead on there.
I think I want to
last one. Last one.
Well, I think they're very foodie.
They are. This is great.
So I think it's about each other.
Ask Jeff about Ingrid and Ingrid about Jeff.
Jeff, if it was Ingrid's last meal, what would she request?
Oh, this is so easy. Italian. This girl loves pasta.
What specific?
Do we have a specific?
Maybe penne arrabbiata or, yeah.
Oh, honey, you love that.
Yeah, I would say that or...
And sweets. She likes a good dessert.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and tiramisu.
Because she's French.
Tiramisu for dessert.
Because she's Belgian.
Yeah, maybe a bolaise or a penne arrabbiata.
Yep, you're right. That's
all
what
right.
I would have.
You won, Jeff.
Very nice,
okay,
Jeff.
All right, Ingrid, what would Jeff's last meal be?
A good steak with a glass of wine.
Oh, yeah.
On the grill, preferably.
I love you
guys.
Yes. Oh, my God.
You pink in the middle.
Okay. So,
wait. So there's actually, because we have been able to go out to restaurants, we've been searching for finding good meat. And there's this place that we found that delivered Kobe beef. And I was like, oh, my God. It's like this one time.
And you're cooking it. And you're making it, Jeff, right?
Yeah. I go look it all up and figure out how to cook it right. And
so is there a Jeff Gordon Instagram coming of like cooking with Jeff?
What's going on? Are you? So you're broadcasting. What's going on with career wise? Are you still racing? You're not racing. We know that.
Right, I'm not driving.
Yeah, but I feel like he lies. Jeff, I feel like you still lie. You're going to end up getting back in the car. Jeff, I feel like when you told me you were done driving, you still went back in the car. Like, I remember. I remember.
Everyone comes out of retirement
it's
for
like
a minute.
Celine Dion or like Barbara Streisand. Like, I'm done. I'm never getting back in. And like, it's over. And then I felt like you were like, I just have one more race.
So the last race that I was a part of is this 24-hour race where you have teammates and you swap drivers. It's a sports car race. It's a very famous race in the U.S. called the Daytona Rolex 24 Hours. And so that was in 2017. So I retired in 15, had to do a small stint for Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he was injured in 16.
That was you were called.
Yeah, we were in France. Vacation. We were in Saint-Tropez, got a call. And
he was done driving, retired.
Yeah, completely done.
My point. Yes. And then he gets a call and he goes, oh, you need to come home. This driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr. got injured. You have to come and you have to drive and get in the car in 2 days. I'm like, huh? I'm like, what? So we had to leave Saint-Tropez.
Yeah, so we left and did about 8 races. But my last race was that the endurance race, and me and my team won it. And you get this beautiful Rolex watch for
a Daytona.
And you get a Daytona.
My favorite.
And so I got, so I when that watch went on my wrist, I looked at it and I was like, I don't ever want to race again. I've won. I've got a Rolex. I'm good. And now I don't want to drive a race car in competition anymore. But yeah, so
Ella how to drive.
What's that?
Teaching Ella.
Yes, exactly. She's, oh my gosh, talk about scary.
You're teaching Ella to drive?
Well, she's done a little bit of racing, and Leo a little bit also when they were younger. But I want to get her prepared. She's 13. To me,
prepared for a race car
thing. No. I want to get her prepared for driving on the street.
I just died inside.
But they did
thank you for clarifying.
That scares me more, Rach, than a race car. It really does.
Oh God. Well, I have a question though, you guys. They say that our kids won't even be driving. Have you heard this? They
No.
say that they say that they're going to have cars that actually drive for them.
Well,
not
That's
them.
really scary.
That actually kind of scares me
Autonomous
more
vehicles.
because I prefer humans over tech.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
agree.
technology is still a long way away from being, where we can trust it. And I think it'll probably start transportation like trucking and things like
for
that
sure.
first down the highway. But I went to Google a few years ago and I rode in their autonomous car. And it was wild, to just sit there and let go and
That's
give up
bizarre.
that, especially for me. And it was pretty amazing, but I can still see, to be completely fail safe and have all the backup systems and things to really do it right. It's going to take a long time. I mean, maybe, okay, so Leo's 10. Yeah, I think we're still looking at, 10 to 15 years, I think, before that's going to. Now, electric vehicles, I think, that is coming in a hurry.
Well, all right, you guys.
Then Roger's dream is going to flow. No more stick shift.
Oh, yeah, Raj.
I'm so pissed off.
My kids.
I've been looking for a stick shift.
No.
No, you can't. I mean,
Also here with all the
Can't find
hills, you guys,
they
I
don't
would
make.
never
They make
drive
very,
over
very
here.
few stick.
Oh my God,
They
no.
They make some paddle shift now, but they make very few actual stick
Oh.
shift cars. Very, very few.
All right, we love you so much. We're so happy
love
to
you
have
guys.
you.
Thanks
Well,
so much.
you guys are also like, I have to say, because Works for Us is not just going to be married couples. It's going to be all kinds of relationships. And we really wanted to have you guys on because I have to say, we know a lot of couples and not so many have it kind of work the way you guys do.
Well,
and
we're
so,
just real. We try to be as
You
real as
are.
we can be, and that seems
It's
to
so
work.
fun to see you guys.
Yeah,
we love you
let's see you guys.
Thank you so
you guys,
much.
We love
Can't
you.
believe you're all the way on the West
It's
Coast. We miss you
bizarre.
guys.
Okay, babe. Seriously, can we talk about Jeff and Ingrid? So I just want you to know something. I didn't know, because obviously I don't necessarily follow race car driving. When we were first friends with Jeff, I'm pretty sure I didn't realize like kind of who he was and how big of a deal he was. And then when I would mention him, everyone just was like floored. Because he's actually like the nicest, funniest, sweetest guy ever. No?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't seem like a one of the most famous race car drivers of all
Isn't
time.
he like the most of this time?
He's up
I don't
there.
know of another one.
I'm pretty
Except
sure.
Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder, which I'm pretty sure was based off Jeff Gordon.
No, he actually said it wasn't based
I know,
off
but I
him.
kinda don't
He said
believe
it was
him, do you?
based off that other gentleman that...
Do you believe him though? He gives me Tom
I
Cruise
do
vibe.
believe Jeff. He seems very earnest.
I mean, yeah,
Although,
but
I don't know if I could trust a DJ. I mean...
I love that over quarantine, like you lost all this weight. You got in the best shape of your life. Like I started cooking like a lunatic. Jeff started not just cooking, but he actually became a DJ.
Oh, he showed me pictures of his DJ equipment. He's serious. And he goes out in his garage and like dances and DJs by himself all night.
course
I
he
think
does.
that's totally normal, don't you think?
No. I mean, maybe.
It's a
but
nice outlet.
you know how our kids need to like run in circles to get their energy out? Maybe
Yeah.
this is just like his outlet.
That's
you
right,
know?
because he's been driving a race car for so long. Now he doesn't know
That's
what
what
to do
I'm
at night.
saying. Like, I feel like race car driving is a little bit like
Maybe he just
how...
needs the loud noise in his ears.
Oh, God. Oh, maybe.
Isn't that true?
Oh, my God,
Maybe
that's
he
like
needs
a
to go
really
to
good
sleep. He needs like that. And then it's like, oh, God.
Please don't ever make that again. I do want to also point out that Ingrid, the hard thing about podcast, which hopefully will change at some point, or maybe not hopefully change at some point, you actually can't see how beautiful Ingrid is. And she is so breathtaking that it's actually ridiculous.
I'm going to say this in a non-creepy way.
Okay, good.
If I walked up to the pool and saw Ingrid, there's a chance I also might approach and want to talk to her and also be intimidated.
I
Just
actually
saying.
think if you didn't, I'd get your head examined. I might go up to her and approach her or not because, she is indeed intimidating. Okay, well, guys, this is one of my favorite episodes because I love their story. I love their love
them.
story, and I love how kind of funny it was and that it wasn't immediate.
Did you know that this was Jeff's second wife?
I didn't know anything that we talked about on the podcast, and they've been our friends for 10 years?
Yeah.
So,
Just goes to show you how surface we are.
or it goes to show you that we're not nosy. And maybe we didn't dig that deeply, but I'm glad they shared it with our listeners because I think it's nice to know that not every story is like, we met, we fell in love, and the rest is history. They were like, no. there was a lot of stops and starts. So anyway, okay, guys, if you liked what you heard so far, please make sure you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts and give us a rating, obviously a great one, and a review.
That would be 5-star rating.
Yeah, 5-star ratings only, please. That's the only thing welcome. And a nice review would be a bonus. So,
and especially if you point out how amazing I am versus Rachel, that would be awesome.
But just keep listening. I'm pretty sure they know who is the talent around here.
Yeah, it's me.
Keep listening. Check us out on our Instagram at works.for.us. Also, really fun. Tell us your story. We noticed that all of you dedicated listeners have been sharing your own relationship stories in the comments of our Instagram, and we love that. They are such great stories. So we wanted to give you all a chance to share your stories in a way that we could potentially feature on the show. We're excited to announce that there is now a Works For Us phone line that you can call to leave us a message with your very own relationship stories, and we're planning to share our favorites on the podcast. You can also ask us for relationship advice, although I can't stress enough that we are not certified relationship
I think we're
experts.
I think we're negative relationship experts, if you think about it.
I don't know.
Some people negative value?
Sweetie, I think some people would say being together for 30 years just kind of certifies us, sort of. But regardless, we will still take your questions. We will still give our opinions, whether you want them or not.
Yeah, and if any listeners out there think this is a good idea, they could thank me because I thought of it. Anyway.
I mean, he just needs so much credit all the time.
Needy.
So
well, that's what happens when you have two boys and a baby dog that love their mommy.
He's so jealous of my puppy. It's like a problem. So if you want to share your story or ask us a question, give us a call at 657-549-2251. That's 657-549-2251. You can also find all of our contact info on our Instagram at works.for.us. All right, so before we go, I want to leave you with a little highlight and lowlight from our week. In relationships, the bad comes with the good. So this is our time to mention a little bit of both of those things. Okay, should I go first, babe?
Sure.
Okay, so I have a really good highlight.
What is it?
I got a clear mammogram.
Nice.
And for those of you that don't know, I have a very bad family history of breast cancer. My mother and my sister are survivors. So I get checked.
And didn't your grandmother also have it?
My grandmother had it, yes, as well. So very much in my family. I am BRCA gene negative. But for those of you out there, I just want to say that we've all neglected taking care of ourselves and doing the medical things we commit to every year because of COVID. So now that it is lifted, if you are feeling more safe, please go and get your mammograms and get checked because it will save your life. So please do that. So that was my highlight. And
nice.
Always an incredible feeling.
Can I ask a question? How long does that last for?
You're supposed to go once a year. I go twice a year because of my family history.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because things can happen over a few months.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Okay. So my low light was, my low light. Okay. So here's the thing, on Instagram and in photo shoots, I think everything is seemingly perfect, but
in real life,
and sometimes it is, but rarely. But I would like to say that yesterday I had to do a photo shoot, and I do not want to sound at all ungrateful, but it was with my boys, and kids are kids. Naturally. And literally Caius on the entire shoot, which by the way was an hour, but it was after school and he was exhausted and he was over it. He was sobbing.
That sweet little angel?
Yes, our sweet little angel who does nothing but smile was whimpering and weeping because he was done. And I could not get him to smile. I gave him gummy bears. I gave him Kit Kats. I bribed him as any stage mom would.
He's a very stubborn young man.
No, he actually looked at me, and you want to know what he said?
What did he say?
And by the way, I just want you to know my intentions were good. This was a campaign for sustainability and how families and children, what they do is like to sort of set examples as a sustainable family in our greenhouse and all of these things. And he was really excited, but I just think the exhaustion just took over. And he basically looked at me with those big green eyes filled with water. And I said, "Can you smile for 5 minutes and we'll be done?" And he said, "Mommy, how do you expect me to just change my emotion?" And I actually,
such a piece of work.
And I actually didn't have a good response. And
just do what I do. Fake it.
He wouldn't. He couldn't. I think
what everyone else does. Just fake it.
No, at age 7 and deeply emotional.
Just take a pill and fake it. That's what everyone else does.
Nope. There's no faking it.
He'll learn.
Yeah, that's your son. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Just there, babe.
Yep.
So that was my low light because I felt horrible, even though I felt like I was doing something good and it was supposed to be fun. And one child loved it, and one just really didn't. Just didn't happen. So anyway, babes, what's your highs and lows? You always have them. Can't wait to hear. I'm a little scared, though.
My highlight.
Why am I always so scared of your highs and lows?
My highlight, well, because they're scary. My highlight is I'm freaking looking forward to getting out of Dodge. And what I mean by that is like, I love LA. But I really need to leave LA for some amount of time so I could go somewhere else. I have like COVID cabin fever, and I'm looking forward to going to Vegas. Yes, I said it. Do you want to hear it in a lower voice?
I don't know how we're married.
Vegas. Or maybe in a medium voice. I'm going to Vegas. Well, the highlight is that I'm going to Vegas, and I'm looking forward to spending 3 nights with 10 of my best friends in Las Vegas.
Literally, me going to Vegas with 10 of your best friends is how I define hell.
Well, Rachel, one person's hell is another person's heaven.
It really is, and that's really what works for us.
One person's trash is another person's treasure.
Just all I want to know is how many gifts are you buying me while you're there? You're leaving me with our puppy who's
puppy
not
wasn't
trained.
My idea. Puppy
doesn't mean you know what? Goldie lives here with us. She's ours.
Puppy cannot be used in the court of law. Please.
I think she can actually.
Inadmissible evidence. Please move on.
You're leaving us with our true child. It doesn't matter. You don't do anything anyway. Anyway, go on. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, great. What's your low light?
That I have to come home.
That was the worst low light ever. Not convincing at all. And
do you know how depressing it is when you have to leave
no
Vegas?
one thinks you're cool?
I'm doing an anticipated low light, okay? There's nothing worse than having to crawl your ass out of bed in Vegas and have to get on a plane.
Can I just remind
and then come home and listen to you be like, well, you were in here. Oh, we can take the dog out to them.
Hey,
so
can I just say something?
I shouldn't go away. I think the low light might be worse than the highlight.
Can I just say something? Can I say something?
You're gonna say it, so you might as well just come out with it.
Okay, ready?
Yes, darling.
I'm pretty sure that last October you went away on this amazing boys trip and came home early and said, that was my last one. You know what, babe? I just love our family. I miss you. I miss us. I miss the kids. That was so annoying.
That was before I was cooped up with you freaking crazy.
Okay, bye. And this works for us, everybody. And
see ya.
Bye. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. So I know we've already talked about the importance of mental health in this episode, but it's so important that I actually can't say it enough. If something is interfering with your happiness or keeping you from being the best version of yourself, you owe it to yourself to get the help you need. BetterHelp is so convenient that there's no excuse not to try it if you're curious about the experience. You can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you don't have to try to fit an in-person therapy session into your weekly schedule. And if you're worried that you might not connect immediately with your therapist, know that BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches. They make it easy and free to change counselors if needed so that you can find the fit that's right for you. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Works For Us listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/works. So don't wait. Visit betterhelp.com/works and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional.
Am I doing the right thing with my finances? Am I saving enough? Can I buy a house? Am I paying too much in taxes? Will I be able to retire? Putting a financial plan together feels impossible. What if I told you there was another way? Take Facet's free financial wellness quiz to get your score and a snapshot of your current financial health. Visit Facet Facet.com now and discover your financial wellness score today. That's FACET.com.
This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth Incorporated is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice.
This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab. Many people have questions about how to improve levels of happiness. Living a healthy lifestyle is one sure way of increasing happiness. And a good place to start is with your oral health. Just a few small changes to your oral care routine, such as changing your toothpaste to Colgate Total, can lead to beneficial changes in your oral health. Colgate Total helps stop oral health problems like gingivitis and cavities before they start, because preventing oral health problems is a lot easier than treating them. Be dentist ready and get Colgate Total at shop.colgate.com/total.
You know it's a good restaurant when 2 weeks later you're still craving it. Tacos and Tequila is definitely that for me. Hey, it's Otis. If you're looking for the ultimate game day experience, you got to check out Tacos and Tequila. They got unbeatable game time specials, half-price apps, $8 house margaritas, $4.50 Dos Equis, and 5 convenient locations. Buford is the one that I love and go to a lot. Buckhead, Cumming, Lawrenceville, and Midtown. Trust me, it's the perfect spot to enjoy great food, amazing drinks, and a refreshed, delicious new menu. Head over to TTATL.com for the info. Tacos and Tequila, your Copa America headquarters.